Imagine losing the love of your life and feeling like the music in your heart has faded forever. For 2 years, Evelyn Carter lived in quiet grief, drifting through the streets of Harlem like a ghost. But one evening, she discovered a letter from her late husband, his final request for her. What happened next changed everything. As she retraced the steps of their love story, from the grand halls of the Savoy Ballroom to the intimate jazz clubs of 125th Street, Evelyn found something she never expected: the music that once defined her life. But could she truly move forward, or would the past forever hold her back? Stay with us until the end to uncover the heartwarming truth behind Evelyn's journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful and emotional stories that will touch your soul. Evelyn Carter had spent most of her life in Harlem, surrounded by the echoes of jazz, the scent of warm bread from corner bakeries, and the golden glow of streetlights reflecting off brownstone buildings. She had once been full of life, her heart beating to the rhythm of saxophones and pianos. But ever since her husband, Louis, passed away, the music had faded into the background. For 2 years, she lived in quiet grief, moving through life like a ghost in the city that had once danced with her. One evening, while sorting through an old wooden chest in her apartment, Evelyn's fingers brushed against an aged envelope. The paper was yellowed at the edges, the ink slightly smudged, but she recognized the handwriting instantly. It was Louis's. Her heart tightened as she unfolded the letter, and her eyes traced the words carefully crafted by the man who had loved her more than life itself. My dearest Evelyn, if you are reading this, it means I am no longer by your side. But don't you dare cry for me, sweetheart. Life is too short for sadness, and you were always a light in mine. I have one last request for you. I need you to find the music again. I need you to go to the places where we laughed, where we danced, where we dreamed. Go to the Savoy Ballroom, visit the old jazz club on 125th Street, and listen to the music. Let the melodies guide you back to life, back to joy. And remember, I will always be with you in every note and every song. Love always, Louis. Tears welled in Evelyn's eyes, but they weren't just tears of sorrow. They were something else. A warmth spread through her chest, as if Louis's words had reached across time to remind her of something she had long forgotten. That night, she fell asleep with the letter in her hand, Louis's words echoing in her mind. The next morning, Evelyn stepped outside with a newfound purpose. She wasn't sure where to start, but she knew she had to listen to her heart. She walked down the familiar streets of Harlem, where memories of her youth flickered like old film reels. She saw herself in a bright red dress, twirling under the ballroom lights, laughing as Louis spun her around. She saw them sharing a milkshake at the corner diner, talking about their dreams. Harlem had changed over the years, but its soul remained the same. Her first stop was the Savoy Ballroom. Though it was no longer the grand venue it once had been, she stood in front of the building, remembering the magic it once held. The laughter, the stomping of feet against polished floors, the joyous energy of a time when jazz ruled the city. She closed her eyes and let the echoes of the past wash over her. Next, she visited the jazz club on 125th Street. It was still open, though the faces were different. She walked inside, the scent of aged wood and whiskey filling the air. A band played in the corner, a soft and soulful tune that made her heart ache. She sat down and listened. The saxophone wailed, the piano keys sang, and for the first time in years, she felt something stir deep inside her. Over the next few weeks, Evelyn continued her journey, visiting places that held pieces of her and Louis's story. She went to the bookstore where they had spent hours reading poetry, to the park where they had shared quiet moments on Sunday afternoons. Each step she took, each memory she revisited, brought her closer to something she thought she had lost forever. Then, one evening, she found herself at a small, intimate jazz lounge. A young singer stood on stage, her voice rich and soulful, reminiscent of Billie Holiday. As the music wrapped around her, Evelyn felt a shift inside her heart. She wasn't just remembering Louis anymore. She was celebrating him. The love they shared, the life they lived, it wasn't gone. It was alive in every note, in every melody. That night, for the first time in years, Evelyn smiled. Not a small, wistful smile, but a genuine one. She realized that Louis had been right. Life was too short for sadness. She had spent so much time grieving that she had forgotten to live. But the music had brought her back. And though Louis was gone, he had never truly left her. The moral of the story is simple yet profound. Love never truly fades, and neither should the joy of living. Grief is a journey, but it should never steal away the happiness that once existed. Instead, we should honor those we have lost by continuing to embrace life, love, and the things that once made us whole. Through music, memories, and new experiences, Evelyn found her way back to herself, proving that even after loss, life still holds beauty, if only we choose to see it. Evelyn's journey reminds us that love never truly fades. It lives on in the memories, the music, and the moments that shaped us. Grief may feel like an endless silence, but if we listen closely, we can still hear the echoes of joy waiting to bring us back to life. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comments. What's a song or memory that brings you comfort in tough times? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another powerful and inspiring story.